remove the skull cap, perform open skull surgery without anesthesia successfully, and they would survive. Library Alexander probably had so much information that was lost to the antiquity of time and to fire. Who knows what's in the Vatican City? So, I mean, I don't think we should just overall just crap on some of these thoughts.
If I'm in the woods and I break my fucking leg, I'm gonna pull the bone straight and splint it.
Yeah.
If I can make it to a hospital, maybe I'll have the doctor put a fucking cast on it. There's no medicine involved. I'm not taking any medicine.
Does that include stitches or stitches medicine?
What is that? In what way is that medicine?
I'm asking you.
Yeah,
you
tell me what medicine is.
Medicine as the
when you take
industries. Right, I'm asking, are stitches medicine? Some of them dissolve.
No, it's sewing.
Yeah, some of them dissolve, right?
Okay. The ones I do don't dissolve.
The ones you do stitches?
Yeah, I do them with super glue.
Wow. Okay.
They're great.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the
I super glue wounds together. It's great. No, I literally just use super glue. I don't even get the.
That's what I think you sniff
like
it
invisible
after as well.
Band-Aid or something.
No,
like
I
that,
don't sniff it. That's degenerate.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I just use it to seal wounds because it's great.
Yeah, little for the wound, little for your nose. I got you.
No, you just pinch the skin together. I have 4 kids. There's a lot of fucking, split chins and shit. We're not gonna go all the way to the fucking hospital to get shit sewed together, bro.
Okay.
I'm just gonna glue that shit together, bro.
Or in a pinch, you can use ants. If you make an ant bite the wound and pinch off its body, it'll make a little stitch.
Do you know that ants taste like lemon drops?
I've never tried one. I'll do that when I'm really hungry.
We did a survival course in Washington State with an old Indian dude.
So here's my 2 cents on the whole medical world thing. So the greatest tragedy recently in human history to medicine was the Cultural Revolution in China, which basically wiped out thousands of years of medical knowledge overnight. And they were like on the verge of like curing cancer and shit, because basically you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You can just do like trial and error. Like you eat this herb and then you see how many patients get better, or you eat this animal skin and see how many patients get better. And they kept doing that for thousands and thousands of years, and they had like some of the most advanced medicine in the world. And then Mao showed up and said, let's all be retarded, and he like basically set them back 5,000 years by making all of the farmers like the head of the government and shit. So, but
it's all a plan, bro. It's all a plan.
Western medicine was off to a good start. We did the whole Renaissance and Enlightenment period and all that stuff like that. We made a lot of progress with like vaccines and antibiotics and surgeries and all kinds of treatments. The problem is in modern time, Big Pharma took over, and as someone else mentioned, there's no real profit in curing your patients. It's more about treating your patients. So not only I wouldn't go full conspiracy and say like they're purposely getting people sick, but our general diet does that anyway. We have very high stress lifestyles and very nutrition poor diets and stuff like that.
Yeah, who made your diet, I-Fi? Who made the food?
We eat to me like fried things and like like heavy starchy carbs and shit like that, instead of like lean meats and healthy vegetables and light on the fruits and stuff. So a diet will probably cure 80 to 90% of your illnesses, as opposed to trying to go to a doctor to give you a magic pill that will make it all go away.
I-Fi giving out medical advice.
Yep. My dad's a doctor, so you can trust me.
That's good.
Even though you guys know how I love to argue, I never could get him to define what a drug is, because we had that long philosophical debate.
Who's him?
My dad, the doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so he's a medical doctor, according to the Americans here. But anyways,
so let me. I was listening when I was I want to respond to something you said, which was interesting. Sure. But if you were to compare, like for instance, if we were to compare applesauce in Germany that's in a can to applesauce in America that's in a can, you'd probably find about 10 different like chemicals in there that don't even need to be in there.
You might even find different microbiomes, like microorganisms that we're not even aware of, because there's so much like detailed complexity to like the root system and how many mushrooms grow in this neck of the woods versus their neck of the woods, and all the little chemicals that the little bugs leave behind and shit like that. So that stuff could be studied and figured out, which again I think the Chinese were on the verge of figuring all this shit out, but they just got completely wiped out, and so they're back to like the Stone Age now. All they do is like replicate Western medicine, which is kind of fucked to begin with. But we kind of hit a brick wall, really, because our doctors aren't really trying to seek more knowledge. They're just repeating textbooks at this point, and they're not like curing anybody or helping anyone.
Well, isn't it true that when you go to a doctor's visit, they usually have to give you like 3 possible diagnoses to cover their own ass? Like it could be this, this, and this, and technically they're probably just going on Google.
It's usually a textbook. That's why, like, if you get like 5-second opinions, they all pretty much repeat the same thing because they're all using the same textbook.
Right. And Izzy said, "Wait, is Based considered a psyoper now?" I think because you went on their channel, and I think some of those guys are in part of the psyops. And Izzy, I went to your channel today, and I saw that my very rude message to you was still up, and I was wondering. It's okay. I said it. It deserves to stay up there, I guess. But we did have a conversation. And by the way, I think Izzy is a very a lovely woman, and we did have a nice long conversation. And thank you, Based, for helping to facilitate that. I do appreciate that.
That's what I do. I facilitate mending bridges. That's all I do.
Yeah. No, you did.
Why are you so nervous, bro?
Who, me?
No, Blinky in the middle over here, bro.
Blinky's. Who's Blinky?
He's blinking all crazy, bro, when you started talking about him being a psyop.
Blink, blink, blink. Blink twice if you're a psyop, Based.
I can't blink any faster. I'll fly away.
Yeah, you better be careful, bro. I'm watching, all right? Your subconscious will give
I'll
you
be
away,
careful.
dog.
Okay, here's my opinion on the
Yeah,
whole.
you're not wrong, Izzy. Somebody did say that he's running a psychological operation.
Here's my.
No, I think he is, bro. I'm not even kidding. I'll call it right now, bro. I'll say I told you so in a couple months.
Well, he's playing a long game, though, isn't he? Though, I mean, it's like if you really think about it.
Yo, he has to, bro. We've been smoking these fucking ops left and right. I'm telling you, we've been smoking them.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? They keep trying to come in with their fucking stupid hats and their pink backgrounds with their lion pictures, bro. And you know what I mean? We just put them down.
By the way, Rant, can you prove that I'm not a psyop?
No, but I can prove you're a fucking idiot.
Or that I'm an AI.
Yeah. Let's do that. Speed date. Let's see if Rent can prove that I-Fi is an idiot.
Anyways, Rant's a psyop.
Hold on.
Prove me wrong. Change
Hold
my
on.
mind.
All right. This is my first time doing this, so be
All right.
gentle. Well, second time.
Let's
How
do
do I-
this.
I did say what?
What?
Got him.
Ah, bro.
That's over. Man, that was the quickest speed date ever. All right. No. All right. Ready? What do they call it? Kumite.
All right.
All right, so tell me, if 2 trailer park girls were going round the outside, what would you say?
What is? Who dis?
No, the correct
Get back
answer
in
is
your cage.
You lost, bro.
I don't.
All right, tell us something smart.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is what 4 years of engineering has taught me.
yo, your shit is I-Fight. Can you even tell us
Guys are
I to
lame.
like the 5th digit past the decimal? Go.
3.14.
No, phi. That's pi. Phi is
Oh,
golden
sorry.
race. He's
I
a
always get
fucking
those
idiot.
confused. I always
It's
thought
his
my
name.
I always thought my name was I-Fi, but
It's his fucking
everyone was
name.
pronouncing it wrong.
Is it iffy?
Hey, if 2 trailer park girls are going round the outside, you need to get out of that area at all costs.
Why?
Slim
what's that?
Shady.
Because, bro,
Like,
that's
Rent,
I'll
you
tell you
really
the reason.
bodied him, Rent. You really did.
Because you're in
I
imminent
appreciate it.
danger. If 2 trailer park girls are going around the outside, you're in imminent danger. That's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, something like this might be going on right here.
What was the reaction on the girls' faces? I can't imagine to see the sunlight, to be around
Bro,
people.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Thank you very much for your
Because,
time. And
either she homeless or she got problems. That's the only reason why she run to a black man.
Charles, thank you for being.
You better hide your kids, hide your wife.
Where's Joe Cool, man? He said he was going to light one up and come on up and get conspiratorial. I haven't seen him yet. All right, so.
Oh, that's what I wanted. I was about to share my 2 cents on the conspiracies and stuff.
Gotcha.
So,
All right, let's do that because Base, you got anything going on tonight, or you just chilling tonight?
No, I'm just hopping around.
Okay, all right, Fi. You got
He's collecting intelligence.
So on all the lizard people, Illuminatis, Freemasons, all the alien pyramids, all that stuff like that. Whenever people bring up that stuff, I always just default to Occam's razor that states that it's just evil retards and that you guys are over analyzing shit way too much. It's like
wait, hold on. Are you confusing Occam's razor or Hanlon's razor? Hanlon's razors. Well, Handler's razors never attribute to malice that which could be explained by stupidity. Occam's is the simplest explanation.
Yeah, simplest. So again, it's all the same evil retards you see at the grocery store and like at the work office and all that stuff. Like these aren't lizard people. They're not like super geniuses or anything like that. Now, as far as the conspiracy, that's obvious. Obviously, people conspire all the time, and so obviously, the more greedy, the more power hungry are going to get into boardrooms more often, and so that's obvious. You don't have to theorize about that. But anyways, it's mostly old money. It's a lot of great-great-grandfathers owned the oil company, and then they did business with the steel company, and then they bought off all the politicians, and now the politicians are on the racket. It's just all of this obvious stuff. But anyways, humans can stack stones on top of each other, and it turns out one of the most efficient forms is a pyramid. And so I know y'all think that's like the alien unification symbol, but that's actually just like basic physics. It's like if you stack it like in a tower formation, it falls over real easy, and then you have to like cement it and all that shit. But
it just so happens
in a
pyramid,
pentagram
in 3 dimensions. Just so happens to be.
Okay, officially, Hanky Spanky, should I put you back on my block list? How you want to? That's fake news. It's fake news, Hanky Spanky. You're not blocked on my channel, by the way.
Which is why you don't see a lot of pyramids like in Greece or Rome, because they discovered cement and that shit like holds stone together. Now you can build like narrow towers straight up, into the sky. So,
and thank you, Jody.
Wasn't it Grace, by the way? I think it was Grace, wasn't it? With Sarah on Sarah's channel.
So, Joe, did you hear anything worth biting?
Hold on, I-Fi. Hold on, we got a super chat.
Thank you, Jody D. With the super chat, I'm wondering who Todd has had his first speed date with. Did you have a speed date?
Yeah, it was with actually it was with a few people. And ended up being Grace Thorpe, I guess. And
yeah, that's right.
It was the first time she didn't like eviscerate someone because she didn't feel like she could be mean to me because I was such a nice dude. Boy, those times sure flew by, didn't they? All right.
Why did everybody care if her dad kicked her or whatever? I don't understand what's so special about that.
What's so special about that? What do you mean?
Yeah, like why? Who gives a shit? Like even if her dad kicked her or whatever, like so what?
I mean, like personally, it doesn't affect my life.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a bad image to purposely put out into the YouTube society, panelverse, whatever, as an example of being a father-daughter relationship. Probably not something that's good to put out.
Well, according to your Overton window, the standards have been set so low that that's actually probably better than average, wouldn't you say, based?
Kicking his daughter is better than average? How is that better than average?
Because on average...
Do you want me to show you a bunch of videos just in the last week?
Yeah, do you know what
that's been going on?
Average people are doing?
A pregnant woman just got shoved out of a frickin' transit, belly first, on her like 8-month pregnant belly.
I hear you. Let me just ask you a quick question. How many videos do you have? 100, 1,000, 1,000,000? There's 340 million people here, so I'm just saying
only
I don't.
One Ben Thorpe.
Is this mic working? Sound good?
Yeah, we got.
What up, Joe?
All right, thanks. Go ahead.
God,
yo, the thing is with Ben Thorpe,
pregnant.
Right? You got to understand that there's shit going on that we can't possibly understand, right? I could give you a limited understanding of it. It doesn't matter if it's real. If you could put it out there on enough internet, you can actually influence reality. reality mimics art. And so people that want to alter the reality, that want to drive us into the fucking worst degeneracies, why do you think that's what's promoted on this YouTube?
Because it gets clicks.
It's not just YouTube. Clicks. Why do they want clicks?
TV,
because
all
humans love the drama. If
they
you have like a normal family, that's boring as shit. No one's gonna.
They want to alter the perception of the population. That's why they care about the clicks.
What's up, Sarah? All right, I'm bringing you on stage. Do you want to stay on cam? You're going to class up the joint if you do. All right, there you go, Sarah. Here, let me.
I'm hidden by all the shit down in the corner. Anyway.
I know. I'll fix that here in a second.
I'm glad you're here, Sarah. I got tired of being the only woman.
Be nice to I-Fi and base
They're
Oracle.
abusive.
What up, Sarah?
Sarah loves me. Lola's my best friend.
Nobody
Just
loves
saying.
you, I-Fi. If anyone's unloved, it's you.
Lola is my BFF.
She said you guys were blocking her.
Cox blocking me?
No, you said I'm being blocked by all this shit in the corner.
Oh, yeah, like the.
Oh, not anymore. I moved it.
I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around.
Chats. I've had a
Rants?
few rants with Rant as well.
Ah, okay.
Breaking balls.
Did y'all notice I accused him of being a psyop and he never denied it?
Who's a psyop?
You Rant. I'm
not a fucking. I'm not a fucking psyop, bro.
He's a
You think-
psyop?
Do you think this guy's a psyop? Here, let's listen.
Mess today. I just wanted to vent a little bit. I feel like
I can't look at it.
dates can be so cheap.
Yeah, this is
The last
painful.
couple of dates that I've gone on, I've expected the guy to.
I concur, but
Man,
you think
man,
he's a psyop? Do
Why are
think
you
he's,
making
like,
me
for
watch
real?
this right now?
Do you think that's for real? Well, because I mean,
I gotta say that
Go ahead, it's fucking 2 more seconds. Let me see the last couple of seconds before I make a proper judgment on
the
this guy.
trannies are getting lazy. Is all I gotta
what the
say.
hell is going on with this dude?
And a TSA no. So that's a good point. And with
Are you serious? That dude had like no. I'm trying to find the pregnant lady in Urban Decay that got chucked down on her belly by an immigrant.
That
You know,
dude
the
got
thing that
exactly
Joe Cool doesn't think is a problem.
No, I don't think pregnant women are a problem. Stop it.
No, man, an immigrant chucking her off the bus right onto her belly first.
15th celebration in Oakland.
Juneteenth.
2 dead, 14 wounded after shooting at Juneteenth celebration in Texas, and that was outside of Austin. I think it was Round Rock, Texas.
Austin.
Detective opened
This
fires
just
on
came out
shooter who
today.
killed teen at Washington Park after Juneteenth event. That was in Milwaukee. Gunfire erupted near Washington Park. An investigator called it infuriating. And you can see all the fights that are happening at these Juneteenth events. The
pulling their hair and shit.
It's getting really dark.
World
and I guess,
Star.
I don't think many of the viewers of the podcast were at risk of attending a lot of Juneteenth events, other than maybe getting ribs and watermelon or something at work from a white woman who's going to need to get talked to later by someone even higher than her.
Very
But
good.
You need to be avoiding Juneteenth celebrations, guys. They're crowds of black celebrators. I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are getting shot. That was 3 different incidents in 3 different cities, and I'm sure a lot more beatings and robberies and stuff occurred that didn't meet the shooting threshold or news reporting.
That's a good point. And then wasn't there one where there was a police commissioner or police chief that had a...
I mean, to the point, we're seeing utter chaos. City after city, video after video of a celebration, of a day of celebration, and people are going buck wild. And then to Based's point,
it's nothing new.
One girl got kicked.
Shit's wild.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Who is it?
Let's get the 800-pound out the elephant out the room. Let's not
Rant,
dance around it. Yeah.
Hold on. Didn't Rant say something about the bar is pretty low now?
Yeah, shit's wild in the hood, bro. You know what I mean? It's always
that's
has been.
actually a low kind of, kicking your daughter in the back while she's trying to live stream is kind of pretty low, like low threshold to the
That was
nonsense.
me. I said the
All
bar
right.
is low.
All right, Joe, let's talk about the 800
Oh, yeah.
pound-
I think
800 pound, whatever
the
it was you were going to
800-pound
describe it.
elephant just got 820
Medical
pounds
error
with
in
that
it.
last
Yeah, that was
comment, right? I think what these guys are trying to say, and probably the motherfucker who replays this shit, is that we got to
How dare
face
you.
it. Black motherfuckers is violent and less than everybody else. And then he follows up with the comment, yeah, kind of like that Ben Thorpe dude who kicks his people in the back. So that's the 800-pound elephant.
Wait, do you
And
know who
it's-
Thorpe is?
Go ahead. No, but I saw that clip on Base Show or somebody I know, or Glenn or somebody showed it.
So the statement was made, I think, by Rant. I think Rant made the statement that here, let me make myself a little.
I heard the statement, but you're the one who tied it to the black people, yeah.
Well, no, I mean it's proven his point that kicking your daughter in the back seems to be pretty mild compared to the nonsense that's going on all across their globe.
It's not even that, though.
I said
they want to lower the bar, right? That's why it's being put out. That's why it's being promoted. They want to drag society down.
Bingo.
That's why this shit is getting promoted. Look, shit's always been wild in the hood. I've seen crazier shit like this in white neighborhoods. It ain't nothing new. We get drunk, we go fucking crazy, we get violent. This is human behavior.
What do you think of the guy Rant?
Now,
I love it.
Who the fuck's going to be out partying on Juneteenth? There's going to be black people partying on Juneteenth. So the fights are going to be all black on Juneteenth. If it was St. Patty's Day, you were going to see a bunch of Irish motherfuckers beating the shit out of each other.
Right. What do you think of the guy, Rant? You're right. People are people. All races do it. Blah blah blah.
It's just that
what do you wait?
Partying
I wasn't done. What do you think about the guys though who pointed out and be like, sorry, GS was about to do and does. Look at these immigrants beating somebody. Like you can't find someone of every race. It points a narrative. It is meant to make people think a certain thing.
It's meant to divide. Right?
I don't think that was his intention.
Of course it is. That was his intention.
That's whataboutism, Joe. It's whataboutism.
The dudes that played the video originally on the show, the way they were framing it, I didn't like it. I didn't feel like that was genuine. But I don't think Generally Specific put that on to show that because that was a video that came out.
No, I'm not just basing off of this. All the time he's playing shit about how shitty the immigrants are. So I assume he wants people to think it's only the immigrants who do shitty things.
Don't get it twisted. The immigrants are a little
put them up on a pedestal, Joe. That's the difference. I don't mind them being here legally, but I'm talking. Good.
When the Irish and Italians immigrated, we were extra. That's part of the game. When you come from a country that doesn't have stability, you are basically built a different way.
Irish was spit on, get no dogs, no Irish allowed, get back on the boat. And I wish someone was there and was kind to them, right? I wish someone was kind to them when they went through this shit. I wouldn't be the one talking about, look at them dirty motherfuckers. Don't nobody want them where they are. Get back
hold
on
up,
the
man.
boat.
You're putting words into my mouth, Joe. Those words.
You must be feeling. I wasn't talking about you per se. You didn't say shit about the Irish.
But you're the one calling me out, saying I got a problem with immigrants in general. I don't have a problem with legal immigration, none at all.
It's about to be legal.
I think it's a red herring.
Thanks to Joe Biden. It's gonna be
I didn't say
I just wanted to
legal.
apologize to Brown. I didn't. I thought I heard a beep. I didn't realize that I had to scroll down because I had the extra show on there, so I didn't see you down there. So I didn't need to keep you in the basement there too long. Do you have anything you want to add to this about how Joe Cool is wrong? Love you, Joe.
No, we can leave it at that.
Back at you, bro.
Look, bro, at the end of the day, there's always human violence. It's human behavior, right? If we sit here and try to frame a specific incident as anything more than just violence, it's stupid.
From the black tone, from the short, we're doing their work for them when we do that left versus right, the Democrats versus.
Hold on, no, let's. You were just celebrating about the fact that fuck Whitey. Now it's his turn to get fucking dicked in the ass.
Well, the left-right paradigm.
You were just celebrating that.
You got to give me that. I'm the only black dude on the panel. You got to give me. I get the jabs from white people, right? In the Constitution or something.
Weren't you just like,
you're better than that. You're way better.
Whitey. Whitey can suck it up. Whitey's had it good for a long time.
Quit trolling him. You're way smarter than that, dude.
I don't think if you were there, you Whitey shit. He was just like, yo. At the end of the day, there was Irish and Italian immigrants, right? They got fucking shit on. That's what he was saying.
No. We were talking something that happened yesterday.
Now there's new immigrants getting shit on in the country, and I was just saying that's kind of part of the process of being an immigrant in America.
It's an initiation, yeah.
You know, whenever I moved to an area where people didn't fucking know me, right, and I didn't fit in with them, I always had to literally physically fight these people to prove who the fuck I was. And then usually I was accepted.
Wait, you fit in somewhere, Brent?
Yeah, in your mother's bedroom. Ask her about it.
You set yourself up.
She dead, so
I actually fit in.
Necrophilia. There's no separation between spiritual and physical.
So, Base, once again, the bar has been set so low that actually he fits in quite well in probably 30-40% of the general population, I'd say at this point. There, again, a
It's not a
long
question
time
of
ago,
fitting in. It's not a question of fitting in. It's a question of standing out.
it is a question of fitting in because now the public
dope,
conversation has shifted from it used to be like tinfoil hat people to now
If
it's
you fit in, bro, you don't stand out.
if it's a significant portion of the general population, it's not just like fringe theories anymore. It's like mainstream.
You've been lied to about everything in your life, 95% of it, and you've been taught to forget it. So there's amnesia, there's Stockholm, and something else too. I can't remember.
Like when I was younger, Base, I used to argue with people online about how ignorant it is that some people, a very, very small fraction of people, were still arguing about the Earth being flat. And now look what's happened.
I mean, it is flat.
Well, the flat Earth, no, seriously, flat Earth versus globe Earth is even still, because it's not just one or the other. Duh, it's probably like a facet of 7 of the different theories that they don't mainstream to you.
A good metric, if you believe in the same God as me, is if you believe in the same Earth shape as me. I'm just saying.
So a good metric is,
I'm just saying
look
flat
up in
Earth.
the sky. A bunch of other flat discs run around in the sky. You guys think you're that individualistic?
Absolutely
or is
not.
there a scientific reason that things become round? It probably has something to do with gravity pulling from the center and all that shit once it gets to the same size.
Let me opine on what Joe's saying, because it's something interesting there, because it's funny because
it's a distraction.
The world was considered to be widely accepted as flat before it was accepted as round. With I think it was the Pythagorean theorem.
I think that's a myth. Most
That's
people
untrue.
think it's
Yeah.
round.
Well, you guys ever built with a level?
Hold up. Let me let me continue my thought here. And anyone that would have said otherwise without being very careful would have been burned at the stake or hung as a heretic or a witch.
When that ever happened? All the elites had globes and shit. When Christopher Columbus, they had a globe on a desk that sent him over here.
But that's after Pythagorean theorem.
Hey, Joe, I think he's
pay attention,
conflating
buddy. Pay attention.
geocentrism.
Pay attention.
You guys know what a plumb bob is?
I'm doing big brain stuff, guys. Let's put our ears on for a second.
You guys know what a
guys are
plumb
in
bob
class
is?
right now.
Anybody
So, like
a
I said,
plumb
it
bob?
was widely accepted that the Earth was flat long before it was widely accepted that it was round, and anyone that would say it was round was either laughed at, burned at the stake as a heretic, and thrown out of polite society. Then it became widely accepted that the world was a globe, and anyone that said it was flat was once again roundly laughed at, and luckily not burned at the stake anymore, because there are a lot of people that do seem to be saying these things. That said, and I'm looking at the way that the world operates. If you just look at the way water, when it's falling from a water faucet, it turns into a drop. It naturally will take that shape as it's falling, as gravity keeps it together, but also pulls it down towards the center of gravity, wherever it's going to stay. But then once it hits that other shape, water becomes that which it's contained in. We ourselves are 70 to 80, sometimes upwards 90% water, according to
What is the ocean contained in? Tell me.
Well, I mean, that's a great question. It sounds
If
like
it's
a
a
bait.
ball that's spinning, have you ever seen water stick to a ball that's spinning? Just throwing it out there.
Go to your
hold
park,
on.
you'll see it.
But to my point, if you observe rain falling from the sky, it doesn't fall in a flat plane. It falls in a ball. And then when it hits, it will naturally becomes a drop. Right?
Yeah,
a rain
drop is
drop.
a ball. Like when it hits a flat surface, it becomes a dome.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you not hear what I'm
I
saying?
say we
What
live
I'm
under
saying
a dome on a flat surface.
Water reaches
that contains
the
water.
Let Sarah go. She ain't
Earth.
spoke.
It goes within like crevices. Like the ocean is so fucking deep, and it's it has the earth on all sides of it. So think of water within a container, like a jug or something, and spin it the fuck around. The water doesn't splash around it. It is contained by the earth that's around it.
What is the container holding the water in the earth?
And I think that's a bad
In the
example.
shape of a
Literally the
ball.
earth.
The mountains,
The actual
the
ground
rocks,
on
foundation.
either side of the oceans
You
Okay,
think
the
it's
water doesn't
centrifugal
rise up
force?
above.
Yes, Sarah. Centrifugal force, like you spin something
Yeah,
around. Yeah, but I don't think that holds because all the water would have to be pushed to one side, and if we're spinning in a circle, I'm not sure that holds. I'll think
bucket
about it.
holds one direction.
We're
We're talking 360 degrees. It makes it
But-
exponentially impossible.
Here's a better one, Rant, to go
It
to
doesn't
your.
just
Have you ever
splash
seen
like a
water
red
stick
ball.
to
It
a
does.
ball?
It's called
No.
centrifuge.
All right, one second. So,
Yeah.
so before we go on to the next premise of what Rant and Joe, go
Okay.
ahead, Sarah. You wanted to complete that thought.
Yeah.
I basically did.
We couldn't hear you because you're
Yeah,
a little low.
Yeah,
when they were
yeah. It
talking.
sounds like you're far
Oh.
away from your mic or something, so it's
Oh, I'm
difficult to
sorry.
hear you.
I
No, no.
don't even know what you missed.
You were
Joe
saying
Bolt is
something.
Centrifugal force.
Yeah.
Essentially, on a ball, like yes, water spins off of a flat surface when there's nothing that keeps it up, but that's not how the Earth is. It has crevices and valleys and deep. Like it's not flat.
Yes,
just
obviously it's not flat. What I mean is it's a
also not-
level plane with karst topography. If you want to get into specifics, but it's not a sphere. Definitely
Okay.
not a sphere.
First of all, your
Mathematically,
definition,
Here.
Level
If you
plane.
actually do math
that is not what level
It's-
means. It is
as-
not what you think.
as a sphere.
Level does not mean horizontal. That we
Hey.
use that as a different definition for simpletons. Level
I'm saying
levels.
it's a plane. It's a level plane that literally doesn't
Hey,
wrap
Rant,
around itself in the shape of a sphere.
I don't want
It
to
is-
interrupt this party. I'm sorry I derailed the whole conversation. Rant,
No, this is conspiratorial. We're right on point with this.
I know, but I accidentally, invoked the flat Earth debate. Anyways, Rant, if we all pitched in for a GoFundMe and got you a private flight on a space shuttle to orbit the Earth, would you believe it then, or would you still be skeptical?
Honestly, I could save you money. Just get me enough money for a pirate ship, and I will sail past known landmass. In
Okay,
Antarctica.
what happens if you sail east to Japan and then west to Japan?
No, I know
Do you still
exactly where I
believe
need to go. I need to go through the Pillars of Hercules.
Right. Like you
I'll
got
stream it. I'll even fight Somalian pirates with cannonballs.
You got a friend that starts on the western side of the Panama Canal, and your friend starts on the eastern side of the Panama Canal, and you both arrive in Japan. Will you believe that the Earth is round then? If he goes straight west, and
It's
you
not,
go
bro.
straight east.
Look, it's not. What I'm
I
trying
think
to
that's
explain
a
to you
no.
is
I
that you're
won't
going
believe it.
in. You're going in essentially an arc. You're arcing, and you're believing it's a straight line.
No, you don't believe compass directions.
Compass directions are based
Northwest,
on
south, and
magnetic
east
north.
are very objective. It doesn't depend on your
All right,
interest.
so I
Magnetic
gotta-
north is the center.
I got a thought to. I don't think we're gonna solve this audibly. I don't think we're gonna. I don't
let
think
me
we're
get
gonna
out what
solve
I was
this.
trying
Yo,
to
we
get
can
out.
solve this real easy, bro. I'll give you the best proof of flat Earth. You ready, guys? Look into world record photography. That is impossible
I know exactly what you're talking
by
about.
the mathematics
Even in Chicago,
provided.
which is where Joe's close to, you can see the city from across the bay.
That's
according to the
nonsense.
curvature
Look
of
into
the Earth
world
would be
record
impossible. You heading out
photography.
base
It's
or you
impossible.
Yeah,
by
so
your
Rand,
standards of an
what
Earth.
difference does it make if the Earth is
I'll
flat
fucking
or round?
tell you.
I doubt
Here's
you
the
will,
thing.
but go ahead.
It's very important, and this is why. Because if you realize that we don't live in an infinite place with space and 100 million fucking planets that are light years away, and you realize that we're in a contained construct, you then become aware that there is a creator, and they are attempting to hide the existence of God. That's why it's
Nonsense.
important.
You're trying to
My God
diminish the
exists in
existence of
infinity as
God.
well,
You're
so-
trying to make him so small he can only make some shit in the pocket on a little
Who said?
green doohickey. He
I'm
can't
trying to
control the
give you
universe. You're trying to
definitive
make him
proof.
tiny.
I'm trying to give you proof so you don't even need faith. I'm trying to give you the truth.
So, final thoughts, base.
You
did
make
I-
conspiracy theorists look bad, Rand. I just want to say that.
Base. Final
You
thought.
make-
Final
you
thought.
make
Did
CIA
I convince
agents
you-
look
did I
legit.
convince you that Rant is a
I
psyop?
appreciate that.
Yes or
Yeah.
no?
All right, so pause real quick.
We agree. He's dumb.
because I want to talk about something here. So, do you guys remember the story of Job?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
and how Job had pretty much everything. The devil's like, of course he praises you every morning. Look at, he's got all these wealth. He's got a beautiful family, kids.
Just let
health,
me touch
his
him.
health. So yeah, he's just let me, and he let him mess with him, but he wouldn't let him take his life. And at one point in time, Job reasonably, finally, basically, and this is the NIV, so I'm going to get this to be, or ESV. I want to do this in the New King James Version. That's what I'm comfortable reading. So let me see if I can find it.
I got real high real fast.
So right here is the interesting thing for me, right? So here, and this is kind of to what Rant is saying here. So when Joe said, and I agreed, partially I agree with what you're saying, Joe. Like if you put God into a box, you limit God, and he can only do what you allow him to do within that box, because you're limiting what God can do in your life and your belief in God. I understand and I receive what you're saying there, but also Rant is kind of saying, well, who said that the earth is what it is? Well, God did, if you pay attention.
I'm listening.
So when what I'm saying is, if we pay attention to his word in the Bible, not you in particular, Joe.
No, I'm saying I'm listening to you right now. I'm saying I'm listening to you.
I just wanted to correct that because that seemed inartfully stated on my part. In chapter 38, right? And the Lord answered Job. This is when he finally said, Lord, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you allowing this to happen? And this is the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike, and it just happens. So then the Lord answered to Job out of the whirlwind, and said, who is this that darkens counsel my words without knowledge? Right? Dress for action like a man. I will question you, and you make it known to me. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Well, I mean, I don't live in a round house that's a globe.
Yo, it actually says gird up your loins. He says,
Yes.
like, pick up your balls.
You think foundation must be flat? Okay.
Hold on. Where were you when I laid? I think the word foundation means foundation, and I don't think I should editorialize it. I think where it's clear, who am I to muddy it, and where it's silent, who am I to add
word
to
is
it?
yes, God,
So
and
he
it
says,
means to establish. It doesn't actually mean like a foundation underneath a house.
What's the foundation?
Right,
of
but
a
see, but hold on.
Establish.
I'm just reading the word. I'm not trying to read into the word. I'm not trying to establish what I think it means. I'm just going to read it and take it as the most common parlance aspect of what the word means. Where I can apply it, I look at the foundation of my house and it's flat. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know, Job. Or who stretched the line upon it? That sounds like, someone's like snapping one of those like lines, the blue chalk lines. Or what were its bases, or what were its bases sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? Cornerstone, huh? Well, that seems like it might not be round if it has a cornerstone. When the morning stars sang together and the sons of God shouted for joy. Or who shut in the sea with doors? Huh? Doors? That's weird. How do you shut in the sea if you're on a globe? That doesn't sound like you could put doors on it. When it burst out from the womb, when I made clouds its garment, and thick darkness its swaddling band, and prescribed limits for it. So it's not unlimited. It has limits. The earth has limits, right? Perhaps the universe. And set bars and doors, and said, thus far shall you come and no further, or farther. And here shall you proud waves be stayed. So that sounds like there's something containing the waves, and it's not allowing it to go any further, although there might be things outside of the earth, the flat plane, further that we can't get to. And I'm going to bring up Zeppelins. Remember Zeppelins, guys, because this is going to be important. Have you commanded the morning since your days began, and caused the dawn to know its place? He's talking to Job, or anyone that would question God, that I might take hold of the skirt of the earth. The skirt of the earth, okay, interesting. And the wicked will be shaken out of it. So it's like on a table. It's almost like a tablecloth, right? And it's changed like clay under the seal, and its features stand out like a garment. For the wicked, their light is withheld, and their uplift arm is broken. You have entered into the spring of the sea, or have you entered into the spring of the sea? Like, where does that water come from? He's asking. Do you know where it comes from? Do you know where that water springs up from? I do. That's what God is telling him. Or walked in the recesses of the deep. So God can even walk in the recesses of the deep. And Sarah said earlier, you know how crazy deep the ocean is? We know less about our own ocean than we allegedly know about the stars in the sky. Have the gates of death been revealed to you? Or have you seen the gates of deep darkness. Have you comprehended the expanse of the earth? Declare if you know all this. So he's like, tell me. You seem to know it all, Job. You want to know why I'm allowing these things to happen? You want to question my judgment, Job? So you're in charge now, huh, Job? Where is the way to the dwelling of light, and where is the place of darkness, that you may take it to its territory, that you may discern the paths to its home? You know, for you were born then, and the number of your days is great. He's saying you're equivalent to me, Job. You were there at the beginning, and you'll be there at the end. You're the Alpha and the Omega, Job. You're questioning me, right? Have you entered the storehouses of the snow? Have you seen the storehouses of the hail? Which I have reserved for the time of trouble, for the day of battle and war? So he's talking about wars, rumors of wars, the end times, judgment, when the angels are all going to fight and there's going to be a big spiritual battle. What is the way to the place where the light is distributed? Do you know how to get up there? Distributed, what does that even mean? Sounds like, where's the light switch, buddy? Do you know where the light switch is? Or where the east wind is scattered upon the earth? Who has cleft a channel for the torrent of rain, and a way for the thunderbolt, to bring rain on a land where no man is, on a desert in which there is no man, to satisfy the waste and the desolate land, and to make the ground sprout with grass? Has the rain a father? Or who has begotten the drops of dew? We were talking about drops. I think this is fascinating.
Yo, General.
Yo.
Do you want the best proof in the Bible for the flat Earth?
Well, one second. Let me let God speak for
go
God
ahead.
real quick. And yeah,
Is
after
this still going into more flat Earth? I just thought you were just reading it.
Wait, yeah, I think he's reading it. This has nothing to do with flat Earth, and I'm waiting to respond.
Yes, this does have to do with what God calls the Earth. So
Okay, I thought you were just trying to prove flat Earth with the scripture, and that there's the best one is in Isaiah.
Well, it talks about a firmament above, as above, so below, that the firmament separates the waters from above from the waters below, which is interesting. Well, like if you look into the ocean during the daytime, it looks blue, but the deeper you get down, it becomes dark, black. So the same thing with the sky, right? So I
it's
find
kind
that
of like
to be
the
interesting.
sky is water, the water is water. Yeah, it
so
makes
like,
sense to me.
Have you
If
seen?
they tell us,
Have
if
you
they
seen
tell
a
us
plane
they're
flying?
spaced,
So listen, have you seen a plane flying really high? It creates like a wake, as if say you were really high looking down at a motorboat or a big boat making a wake on the ocean, it would be the same thing. So that's kind of interesting. It's like the plane is like making a wake on the top, the waters of the sky. And anyway, that's a little.
you
crazy.
seen the SpaceX rockets recently? They literally
they bounced off the firmament.
It looks like water.
No, they haven't.
It looks like a wake of water, bro. The rockets.
So anyway, we get the picture here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me get it. Wait. I think all that was brought up to. Let me respond to that anyway.
Let me just read this first, Joe. I just got this chat
I'm
here.
sorry. I apologize.
Old Sarge Finkel with the $10 super chat. Thank you. The Hebrew book of Job, also mentioned in the Quran, about 2,500 years ago, for a localized group of people who had no clue that the earth was bigger and older than realized.
Yeah. Okay, here's the problem with that argument I think that you just gave. You and Sarah discussed at the beginning that you were just going to go with the words as they were meant in our understanding. And you choose which ones. Foundation, that must mean it's flat, like under my house. You chose them. But you didn't say, you said hell was a storehouse. Do you really think that's a storehouse as you know it down there full of evil demons? The doors under the ocean. Are the doors? We haven't discovered them yet. The tables, the tapestries. I haven't seen all these things. If we're going to go with the literal meaning for some and not for others.
But that's
So
exactly
Joe nailed it, bro. He
exactly
nailed the argument.
Yeah,
Joe,
that's
here's
exactly
the
what
thing.
God said to Job. You haven't seen it because you have no idea where these things
Joe,
are.
if you
I was trying to save you from that argument, generally specific. The best argument that can't be argued with, right? The best argument for flat Earth, if you're ever going to use it biblically, that can't be argued with as far as the wording. What does it mean? It's beautiful. Isaiah 40:22 in the Hebrew describes the earth as the shape of a circle, different than a sphere, because Isaiah 22:18 describes the word sphere. They are two separate words.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And this is literally in the Hebrew.
It's more like
it
a
describes the earth as a circle, like a plate, not a sphere. Isaiah also describes something as a sphere. And this is two
Well, it
different
talks
things.
about the seal.
In the
Like
Hebrew.
you press seal into wax. Yes. Go ahead.
So it explains it exactly the shape of the Earth.
So Joe, the doors in the
undefeated.
ocean, if you open them up, you will release the Kraken. So keep it closed. By the way, flat earthers, what happens when you find the edge of the plate? Can
General,
you
the best
scale over the
website
edge?
for research in the Bible, if you really want to know, is Blue Letter Bible, because it lets you pull up the Hebrew as you click on the words to get the definitions.
I love that you guys are reading 3,000-year-old writings. It's 2024. Where's the video of that edge of that plate? And please tell me.
Do you want the video? I can get a video of it.
Yes, I need a bunch of it. It should
If
be
I
on
show you the
TikTok.
video.
It should be on TikTok all day. It shouldn't be.
No, if I get you the video, can you believe it then?
Show us the video. I want to.
Right, give me 1 minute. I gotta get ready.
With respect, it's 2024, and I was on a website hearing my voice saying something that never came out of my mouth before.
Oh, I love that argument.
So should I trust that, Joe, or should I trust
No.
the book
What's
written?
your argument is the edge of the world is AI? Where's the video?
No. What I'm saying is you're saying that the technology currently is more undeniable than older tech, when I would say analog is far more reliable than digital these days.
My argument, I think you're oversimplifying it, or making it more difficult.
I like things simple.
My argument is someone out of these 8 billion people should have laid an eye on it. And in today's day and age, as the police say, everybody has a camera in their pocket. It would be all over TikTok. Why is it not? Is no one that curious that they've sold that?
I'm gonna load it up in the back.
Hey, Joe, cool.
Hold on.
While we wait for the video, allow me a small rebuttal to your point, Joe. It is 2024, and humans still haven't figured out how many genders there are. So don't.
Very
don't
good.
How many gingers there are? The fuck?
The video's loaded. It won't get you struck. It's,
there's hot debate based
rocket
about how
launch.
many genders there are, and it's 2024.
You ready? You're gonna see the rocket hit the volume down.
I'm just letting you know I can't hear you while it's playing. You sound robot.
What are we watching?
Can you turn the volume down?
We are watching a spaceship hit the dome.
This is a rocket launch by an independent scientific team that's going to show you what happens. You can actually hear it hit the dome too.
Like the Truman Show dome?
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
So I got to do a little outro here, GS.
Alrighty.
When you get a chance.
And by the way, you're not better than me. You'd better shut your whorish mouth agreeing with Jody.
He's more handsome than you.
What do you mean?
I saw you agree. You're absolutely right, Jody.
About what?
You said, Oracle, you're better than JS. Just saying, and you said you're absolutely right, Jody. Don't try.
No,
trying to play all coy.
First of all, that wasn't even Jody.
Oh wait, who was that?
Second
right,
of all, it had nothing to do with you. It had to do with the argument I was involved in at the time, or at least that's how I take it. I was being a little bit petty with Rand. I was being a little. It had nothing to do with you.
But you
Anyways,
are better than
it's been a great time for everyone that shared this panel with me, especially Rant. But nah, for real, I got to take off. Thanks for having me up, GS.
Be easy, bro.
Good to see you,
Sarah, you were probably the nicest person I've been on panels with. Just throwing that out there. Rant, you're a fucking dickhead.
Yo, to be continued, pussy.
Yeah, okay. Joe Cool, I'm making a mixtape with your laugh. It's going to be your laugh on repeat and all sorts of. I-Fi, you're like that parasite that never goes away.
You can't get enough of it. Be honest.
Yeah, that's probably about.
Okay, stop scratching it.
Something like.
Knew it,
dude.
All right. So let's continue with this one here.
I can't wait
And
until
make
you
sure
meet
that-
the real Lola. By the way,
Make sure the sound is on so we can hear it when it hits the
Can't wait
dome.
to meet the real Lola. Is that what
Yeah, he said you're the sweetest person he's ever met.
We got no sounds, yes.
It should be on.
All right,
Here
now
was.
we got it.
It's in space now, basically. That's the
All right.
problem.
How
Wait.
did it just stop? Tell me.
But you assume that was it hitting a dome?
Yeah, that's
and not the
exactly what it was.
separation of that rocket that just
Yeah,
fell,
that's-
which is what I
that's
would
what-
assume.
That was
What are you
after.
talking about,
What?
dude?
Where is it?
The bottom half
Joe,
of him
stop
just
with all
went
your
up
logic
the
and reason. Get the fuck out
Look,
of here.
look. Now, where is the curve exactly?
It's in the
mean, where is the
background.
curve?
No,
Just
wait.
stop
It
spinning.
gets better. Here's the local sun. All right, we're gonna see a local sun, not a 400 miles away, but we're a local sun, 400 million miles away, bro.
So it's
No,
being
it's right here.
backlit.
Watch. It's like a little light bulb, bro, just chilling.
Local sun? What's a local?
Yeah, watch. It's a sun that's local. It's actually the same
Meaning
size as
it's
the moon.
within. What he means about
Inside the firmament. It's not
Yes.
400 million miles away like they tell
Right.
you.
Oh,
No,
we
it's
got
all
that-
around it.
Not that big
Inside the
sun
dome?
right there. Is not that big sun we're looking at now.
No, that's not the sun that we're looking at. That's
Oh,
light.
okay, my bad.
They're
I
saying
thought
we
the light.
can read
See the sun.
Joe, it's inside the dome.
Video isn't helpful.
Inside
You'll
the
see
dome.
the sun, bro. I'm telling you. Look, right there. That's not 400 million miles away, okay?
I couldn't tell all that from what you just saw there.
It might be a flashlight, guys. I'm
And it's
skeptical.
93 million.
93 million miles away, bro. That's not 93 million miles away.
For the record, I'm not making an assertion one way or another. I don't give a shit what shape the realm is. I just know that it's a realm. I don't.
Well, like, look at the horizon line, right? There's no curve.
Yes, I think
Hold on, I can't hear you. Say again.
I said you would give a shit if you worked a job as an astronaut. Like if your job was to visit the moon and shit or send probes to Mars, you would.
So
definitely
like
give a
so
shit.
like if I were to give you proof that Buzz Aldrin said to a little girl, "We never made it to the moon."
then
we never actually went.
And then you would have to debunk every other astronaut that's been in space, including all the Russian
No, he
ones,
did say that.
the Indian ones.
All the
give
Challenger astronauts, when they got confronted, bro, got literally hostile with the interviewer
all
when
the
they were
private
confronted
ones that are
with the
providing
video
internet
footage
right now on
of
space,
them
on
faking
Starlink. You'd have
being
to
in
debunk all of
space.
that.
They have them faking
So
it.
my question is, what is your investiture, I-Fi? I mean, I'm not saying you're
Reality,
wrong. I'm
truth.
not saying that you're right, but like at the end of the day, I look at it as like, okay, what's on the other side? What's written on the other side of this thing that I'm holding in my hand?
Can't see; it's too small on my screen.
Well, I guess you'll never know what's on the other side of it. You know why? Because I'm never going to turn it around. And you're never going to see it. So I guess maybe you just take my word or my speculation for it. Well, it says Raycon on there,
Okay.
but I couldn't see what was on the other side. You could, based on your perspective.
I'm
So-
glad you used that argument. Wait, stay with it. I'm glad you
Yeah,
used that
so-
argument
so
because
for
this
me-
is why it proves that at least the moon is round. It is not a disc or whatever people think it is. Because if you stand at it and look from one perspective, we would see it like that microphone, and we do. However, the Earth is huge, and if you go to one side and to the other side, you can start to see sides of it. Therefore, we know the moon is a sphere. And I put some in the back chat, and that should.
Well, here's what to what you're saying. What really is even more confounding, and speaks more to the necessitating of a creator of the creation, is that we'll never see 40% of the moon from Earth, no matter where we are on Earth. That I think is very fascinating. What's up, Rocky?
That's interesting.
So what it means is, if we are orbiting, if we are spinning, if we are constantly in an expanding universe and we're constantly rotating at a certain orbit, the fact that the moon rotates in such a way and orbits around the Earth in such a way that 40%, i.e. the dark side of the moon, will never be seen from Earth is kind of interesting to me.
Also, Joe, did I black out or did I miss the part where we asked for video evidence of going to the edge of the plate and then going over the edge? Because
by science's standards, the
I could
moon
have swore
should
he
have
said he had
smashed
video
into
of
the Earth
that, and
already.
I'm still waiting for it.
By the
so.
standards of science's math, the moon should have smashed into the Earth.
Yeah, is that what I put
big.
back there? Because I have no
Yes.
idea
You
what I
haven't
put back
seen
there.
one
All right.
real picture of Earth.
All right, one
from
second. I'm
space
going to restart it.
untouched.
All right, everybody pay
See,
attention.
the thing is that you haven't seen one real picture of Earth from space untouched by NASA.
Incorrect.
See, the thing is that you haven't seen one real picture
My
of
point
Earth
was
from
that
space.
there is a picture of the Earth for you guys taken from 7 different countries. Please show me
Not
a picture
real.
of that edge of the Earth.
It's not real, bro.
Okay, it's CGI. Show me your CGI
It is.
photos of the edge of the Earth. There's
Okay,
be many of them.
so if I were to tell you that that NASA is a giant slush fund for black ops operations and to make the filthy rich even more rich and be able to use it as an implement to control
I'd say,
us.
how is that different from any
And
other
if I was to tell you that the number one purveyor of helium is NASA. Helium is used for balloons. There was, remember the whole Area 51? It was a weather balloon. It wasn't, it wasn't an alien craft that crashed. It was a weather balloon. So, well, you look at helium. You look at the what do you call it? The frickin' what's that? The Zeppelin that blew up. What was the name of it? That big psyops event that happened. If you were to take a Zeppelin, like a sedan sized Zeppelin, right? You know how cheaply you could fly anywhere in the world? But they don't want you to have the freedom to be able to go where you want. You have to follow flight paths. You have to ask permission to go into certain airspace. You have to do all these different things and jump through these different hoops. And these alleged satellite, which I call satelloons, these satellite pictures from orbit or low Earth orbit, they always seem to block out a certain part of the Antarctic. Why is that? What are they hiding from us? What's going on down there? Admiral Byrd is someone that you all should look into if you haven't. But Sarah, you look like you have something you want to say or add.
I'm looking on my other computer.
Okay.
But
All right.
the government basically is trying to screw us in every way possible.
Right.
But just because they're trying to lie to you about some things doesn't prove or disprove whether the Earth is round or flat.
I would agree, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Let's say the 6 of us went to the moon. No one had ever stepped foot on the moon before, and now we come back and we're being interviewed. How do you think we would act in that moment? Show me one place that man has ever gone to on Earth for the first time that other men haven't tried to also go and conquer and explore.
I'm not sure if you're talking about the moon, because other men have tried and are going down. There are other countries have rovers on the moon and Mars right now. In fact, they have pictures of the opposite side of the. They got pictures of the dark side. I think it's Japan got a rover over there taking pictures of the dark side. You could Google some of those.
Right. So if I were to show you a movie called Interstellar, would you say that, wow, that's pretty convincingly real?
Probably
that looks
if
like
you didn't
space.
start with it was if you didn't start with it's a movie. I know a movie takes 8 months or a year and a half, 3 years to make, because they have to make CGI and it doesn't happen on the fly. So, and I'm aware of what CGI is. However, if I told you right now, I am not real, you don't know me, I am CGI, my argument wouldn't hold. You think I was insane, which is what every picture over 60,000 feet is apparently CGI. That argument doesn't hold.
They look depressed, don't they?
Yeah, look at the way they're acting, man. They all have papers in front of them. Look at them. These people just did something no man has ever done before. They realized they thought they were going on a real mission. They became absolutely committed. Their wives, their families, everyone they knew thought that they were actually literally going to the moon. They got loaded up on something. They got launched somewhere. They probably crashed down, and whatever was being shot was shot somewhere else and then piped into people's
Is that what they're about to say?
living room.
They make movies.
No, of course they're not going to say that. Don't be so freaking juvenile.
Oh, I thought that's your son. You know what they did say? They got audio tape of them saying when they reached the moon that they were being watched. They're watching us. They got a second a channel that goes straight to NASA, and they got audio tape of that. They was like, we're being watched. There's beings up there. They're all up there looking at us. They also said that.
Yeah, there was stuff like that too, but maybe they were talking about the people that had broken onto the soundstage and were actually watching them fake the moon landing. Maybe that's the people they were talking about.
How come,
Is it possible they faked
how
the moon
come
landing
NASA's
and did the moon
emblem
landing?
has
Yes.
I'm sorry, hold on. I can only hear one person. Rocky, go ahead.
How come NASA's logo has a serpent tongue, and how come the North Star has never moved from above the North Pole if we're traveling through space at millions of miles an hour and we're turning. It should wobble or something if we're traveling through space.
Yeah, I don't know the answers to this question, but Rant, you had something you wanted to ask, or was that Rant, or was that Fi?
No, it's fine.
Fi. Go ahead, Fi.
They tell you we live on a planet, right? Planet. You take the T off of the planet, you get a plane. You add it to NASA, you get Satan. That's why they do T- when they launch their rockets. It's to let you know what you got to do with the T, buddy.
So my question to you, Jess, was: is it possible they faked the moon landing, complete with soundstage and recordings, and also really landed on the moon, just in case the real landing didn't succeed?
I'd
buy that.
I think that somebody did go to the moon.
Okay.
I really do. I think what happened.
And then
there's 100%
hold on,
proof
wait,
in the
wait,
back
wait,
check,
wait,
bro.
wait, Joe.
We don't even know what the moon is.
And Sarah, my addendum to your earlier statement about the government conspiracy theory. What about when now we have private access to space? Does that throw a wrench in their system?
Yeah, if you got a $250,000, you can fly personally
Yep.
now.
You
and
don't
do
need
it.
any government permission. You can just pay a really rich dude to go into space if you want
Chills.
They can't leave the fucking low Earth orbit. Not even NASA.
They float. They're high enough where they float around in the cabin.
Yeah, they're still under the firmament. They're not in space.
No, that's not floating. That's a zero.
There's no such thing as outer space.
I am going to.
Doesn't
Well, I
exist.
mean, listen. I've seen footage of them allegedly on the International Space Station, and they're grabbing invisible wires of a guy who's flipping around, acting like he's in zero G's. The guy, he's acting like he's trying to grab his shirt, but he's literally grabbing a wire and pulling the guy back straight. I mean, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, guys. If you think David Copperfield make the Statue of Liberty disappear back in the 80s, you're a fucking retard. And I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'll sell you real fucking cheap.
Isn't your argument the same as someone who's seen reality his entire life, and then he thinks he sees a cat twice or something weird in the alley, and now suddenly your reality is wrong because I saw this one thing?
The moon is a ball.
That's not the way I would think.
we've
All of
never
that
seen
footage of the
the
IIS,
other
they have
side of
endless 24-hour streams. All of that, endless people talking to the kids live, real time, as they're floating around. All of these things, you think you see a man reach for a string, and all of that must be untrue suddenly.
Stanley Kubrick.
No. First off, Joe.
the moon
Hold on. First off, I'm sorry, Rocky. You said all. You keep talking in axioms that are complete. I don't say all.
I thought I was talking to adults.
You said something interesting. You said, is it possible that they filmed landing and also somebody else, another team actually went?
That was me.
Right?
Yep.
Or somebody
Who
said that.
thinks
And
we
I
went
said,
to the
yes,
moon?
that is probably possible and maybe even likely. But what I am going to say is yes and, not either or, right? It can be yes and.
I dig it.
It can
Yes,
be a
they lied to us,
deception
and they
the
didn't need
truth.
to.
Right. So and first off, I would say we at the time, if we believe that Russia was truly the enemy that it was, and they had the Sputnik, everyone was freaking out, hiding under desks for nuclear attacks and all this other stuff. We needed to have a propagandized win of saying,
Right.
hey, we're already up to the moon.
Yes, and we would have lied. We're the United States. We absolutely would have invented
And
some
I
shit.
would have. And I would have supported that aspect of that
guys,
propaganda.
However, let me say one second. However, we have absolute proof they left mirrors on the moon, and you can point to it. I think I get high a lot. I think I put one in the back chat. It could be something totally different, but regular people can just point at these. They can have the coordinates on there. You can point and do it, and some regular guy did it. I hope that's the video that I put in the back chat.
Go ahead, Rocky. Rocky, go ahead and do your point, and I'm gonna have everyone do kind of a final synopsis or a thought, and maybe we can pick up something else in the future. I appreciate everyone's time tonight,
Yep,
and the discussion, and I think hopefully people haven't gotten taken things too personal, and I would like to go spend some time with my wife. Actually, it's probably
I
too
apologize
late.
for spending so much time on Flat Earth. I would not have done that.
I think it's fascinating. But I go back to, I don't know if I'm not up in low Earth orbit. I don't know what the perception is there. Is it a fisheye lens? Is it CGI? Anyway, go ahead, Sarah. You're first. Or I said Rocky. I apologize. Did Rocky already?
Okay. First of all, we don't know what the moon is. It seems like we can see through it, and we never see the other side of the moon. You only see one side, supposedly, if it's a ball. And then you got the North Star in Revelations 4:1-3. It's this. I looked with my P900. It's the same exact colors as described as the throne room of God, the North Star. So NASA's trying to hide God from us. He's telling us that God is billions and trillions of light years away, and that when in reality God is right above the North Star. You could see it. The same colors as describing the North Star describes the colors. Are the colors of the North Star in Revelations 4:1-3. So you can see the throne room of God, and it's not billions of miles away. And the North Star never moves. If we were traveling in different directions, it would wobble or something. And so, there you go.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that. Who's next? Miss Sarah, go ahead if you want to be next, or do you want more time? Okay.
No, it's okay. I'm not a big fan of discussing the flat Earth theory because personally, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Either way, God exists, whether it's
Amen.
flat or round. I don't care whether we're in a multiverse or a single verse. Don't give a shit. God still exists in all of them. When it comes to the North Star, it does actually move. It's been many other stars in the past. It just takes several thousands of years before
She's correct.
Star. But I do believe that Polaris, the name Polaris and the name Aurora are actually code names and symbolisms that represent the Antichrist, and NASA and other forms like Space Force are
That's
very
what we need to be talking about.
with the Antichrist. And
That's
I'll
interesting.
just
That's
leave it at
fascinating. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that one next time, Miss Sarah. We'll try to do this more regularly. Joe, I'm going to give you, and I want to let my my co-host Rant have the last word tonight. All
right.
Thank you, Miss Sarah. By the way,
I think Sarah covered some of it. I was going to say everything Rocky said was absolutely wrong. And I hate to use my last moment for flat earth, but since that guy laid all that nonsense out there, I would say use your eyes, use your mind, your third eye that God gave you, the logic, knowledge, and wisdom that he gave you for this purpose.
Don't go anywhere. Keep talking, but don't go anywhere, Joe.
All right. Okay.
I saw something that reminded me of you, and I hope that I send it to myself in an email. But go ahead.
All right. If the sun is close and the earth is flat, as they say, as the sun goes off into a distance, the same way you see everything gets smaller and smaller until it disappears, you would see the sun do that. You would see the moon do that. The fact that they go down behind a thing as big as they were during the daytime should be obvious, and it should tell you something that is not going so far out of your sight. It's going behind something. That should be your first clue. And I'll hand it over.
Don't leave.
I'm out. Hang around.
I think Joe Cool is looking through his brown eye.
Oh, hold on. I gotta restart.
I like
There we go. So this guy reminds me of you. I saw this guy.
Is when the universe pick you, and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things that they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them.
Reminds me of you, Joe.
You can never take them off. You never see things that they're supposed to be. You see things as they are.
That's Joe Cool in the future.
I
Red Pill.
saw that clip and I thought it was myself. It made me think of that the government is fiction shit. I didn't see that until I sat my ass down on house arrest and started watching these vids, and now I can't go back. It's like I can't go back. I can't get reinserted into the matrix.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
You guys be easy. Go ahead.
Some of the stuff that you were talking about, whenever I saw that, I started thinking about you, Joe. All right, go ahead, Rant. You get the last word.
You cats be easy, man.
Take care, Joe.
Yo, Joe Cool is, he's got 1 foot out of the Matrix and 1 foot in the Matrix. I don't really know what to do, but I guess, time, it takes time, right?
Yeah.
Can't accept all truths that you've been lied to all in one shot. It's a process.
Okay, one second. Rocky, I see you in the basement. Are you wanting to come up or no? Okay, you are. Okay, I thought you were wanting me to stop. All right, go ahead. I'll let Rocky talk, and then Rant, you get the last word.
Rocky's a solid dude, bro.
I forgot one thing. Okay, one of the reasons they have this fake space and shit is because there's an agenda for a fake alien invasion.
Yep.
And so without space, you don't have this fake alien invasion. And if you know that the Earth, you can't get out, then you know they're already here and they're demons. That's what they are. They're not aliens. Whether they pretend they're going to be good aliens or bad aliens, either way, they're not from outer space. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
He's 100% right. It brings it back to the original topic.
Yeah. Which is
Original
the Nephilim.
topic.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Why do you think they're hiding the Nephilim? Come on, people.
They need
plausible deniability. And some people think that the Nephilim survived in the ice wall. That's why they go down there. That's why the Germans went down there, because they wanted to connect with the Vril. They wanted to connect and get that power from the Nephilim.
Yeah, they were trying to recreate them, what I understand, too. They were trying to create the super soldiers. So the other interesting thing, too, is according to Revelation, according to the Bible, when the Euphrates and the Nile dry up, that's when the Nephilim are going to get released, because they were being contained underneath the water in those caves. And they're actually finding a lot of these caves and openings. Maybe that's something we can talk about next time. Rant, you got the last word, man. I appreciate your time today. And I hope it was worth it to you. It started off a little rough, but
I mean, it's all relevant. You got to start with something, and it's really hard to lay down everything I know in one day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You got to lay down the foundations. Why are they deceiving us on all these separate things? These puzzle pieces, they're all data points in themselves. None of them are definitive proof of anything. But when you start to see the connections that weave them together, it's unmistakable proof of deception that's been trying to hide essentially God. And the Bible confirms all of these things that they're hiding. So that's what it's really about.
Well, and that comes down to, from a military point of view, we are in a spiritual war. War is good versus evil, and that's technically the paradigm. I don't think any military thinks they're the bad guy. I think they think they're the good guy, and they're doing the right thing for their team, right? So the Bible is the battle plans of God, and God is basically laying it all out, saying there ain't shit you can do about it. Suck it up, Buttercup. You know what I mean? But here's the danger. The danger is in the elect, right? Be thou not deceived. The Bible says that so many different ways, in so many different passages, so many different times. Be thou not deceived. Be thou not deceived. Put not your trust in man. Instead, put your trust in God, right? Because man will deceive you. So anyway,
100%.
So the situation.
Rocky, that's my baby, and she's not crying. She's happy.
Yeah, good stuff. All righty, guys. And we're going to call it on that. I'm going to go ahead and sign us out of here on the show, and you're welcome to stand around for a second, Rant, if you want to chat for just a quick second after the show.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, here we go.
The only thing that enrages me is when you hear people say, you must believe me. I have no obligation to believe anybody. You have an obligation, if you want me to believe you, to prove what you're saying. I have a right to ask simple, fair questions. How do you know that? How can I trust that? And if you don't give me those answers, then I just don't believe you. And I don't have to believe you. And if your recourse is, you're a bad person for not believing me, fuck you.